Welcome to Black CNN. We are back like a herpy bump, and I want to thank you for watching. There's so much going on, so let's jump right in. A police department in England released a terrifying sketch of a man suspected of a burglary case. The man stole a quantity of cash in order to pay for a tooth reduction surgery. Officers have asked anyone with information to call your local dentist. The condom snorting internet challenge has arrived. Now listen, inhaling condoms can lead to infections, but exhaling condoms can lead to party balloons. Contrary to popular belief, snorting condoms is the safest thing to do before you snort cocaine. Grindr is sharing the HIV status of users with third parties. So if you're online and you see advertisements for cough medicine or free tickets to Magic Johnson's theater, then you've been compromised. A Planned Parenthood branch suggested we need a Disney princess who's had an abortion. It may take a while, but we already have a Disney character that performs abortions called Captain Hook. A chief taco officer could be your next career move at Moe's Southwest Grill. So you see, Dad, I have a real job now. But there are perks to the job. Tons of tacos, covered travel costs, and life insurance whenever you use the toilet. A new luxury hotel will be 200 miles up and cost $792,000 a night. That's right, you pay $792,000 and they still won't wash the bed sheets. Consuela from Family Guy will be the first Mexican astronaut housekeeper to tend to all of your needs. The Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz is getting fan mail from teenage girls, including nudes. He was sent multiple greeting cards. One card was titled AR-15 Reasons I Love You. Another card said, I'm really skinny and have 34 C-size breasts. And that was a man. They've also raised funds for the school gunman. Now just imagine if a fan club raised money on a GoFundMe for O.J. Simpson. Sounds horrible, right? On a quick side note, I was shocked when I saw Blade Runner and O.J. Simpson wasn't in the movie. But back to the news. Speaking of guns, Bank of America will stop lending to companies making assault-style weapons. Some companies have gone so far as to change their name to avoid conflict. For instance, Smith & Wesson will be changing its corporate name to American Outdoor Brands. And the American restaurant Cracker Barrel has also changed its name to Cracker Hollow 2, just to be safe. Tiffany Trump reportedly feels awkward around her dad. We feel the same way, Tiffany. Don't worry. But do you know what's more awkward? The president walking out of the restaurant, holding a magazine with Ivanka on the cover and some KY jelly. Evangelical leaders are planning a sit-down with Trump over Stormy Daniels. The president is expected to meet to take questions from evangelicals about the allegations. What questions could you possibly have for Mr. President? Mr. President, Mr. President. Yes. Regarding Stormy Daniels, Mr. President, me and the Christian leaders want to know, what does that mouth do, Mr. President? Now for our top stories. FBI has raided the office of Trump's long-term lawyer, Michael Cohen. The FBI is so far up Cohen's turd dispenser, they can see the corn he ate a week ago. The only way to keep a porn star silent is to let them star in the film A Quiet Place. Speaking of the film, we're going to check in with our movie viewing professional on a quick review of A Quiet Place, which is in theaters now. Take it away.
Thank you, Anthony. This week on I Watch Alone, I went to the AMC Magic Johnson Movie Theater downtown to view A Quiet Place. It wasn't. While the movie has no dialogue, the movie theater was full of dialogues and monologues and diatribes and soliloquies and rantings and railings. While I never learned the name of the aliens in the film, I did learn the names of each of Stink's 6 children. And just for the record, Stink needs to beat Ray Ray's ass. I wish John Krasinski had cast the patrons at the AMC Magic Johnson Theater in this film. The sound-seeking space aliens would have eaten them all before the opening credits had finished, and perhaps the rest of the film would have been more enjoyable. I am Alpha Romeo Jaguar III, your MVP, movie viewing professional. Back to you in the studios, Anthony Wright Withers.
I'd like to thank our special guest correspondent for that update. An activist came to Mark Zuckerberg's hearing dressed as a Russian troll doll. To catch you up to speed, the hearing basically was about 87 million Facebook users' private information being shared and the possibility it will influence election results. As you can see from the photo, she looks like an Oompa Loompa Boy Scout leader. Many of the older senators had no idea how Facebook works. They believe poking friends on Facebook is sexual harassment. Your private info may be stored in Russia, so that means Russia has access to millions of unnecessary photos of your kids. This is Black CNN. I'm Anthony Wright.